Okay. And then I'm going to post the poll. And you guys tell me what you want to do today. Okay. And then I'm going to post the poll.
Is the on the poll submitting offers is that just basically how you write them, structure them?
Yes. Yes.
I know how to write the cash one. I'm trying to on the poll submitting offers.
Dylan, go ahead and start. I put the link in the side chat, but I have to go and find where I have my YouTube because it's echoing.
Okay. I can't see the poll. Can you bring the poll up, Ange? Okay. Because yeah, we can do some live seller calls. We can do some writing offers. We could do both. Let me see.
Pick one, Dill. If nobody picks one.
Yeah, so okay, so we have agent outreach and underwriting and creative deals. Okay, so why don't we do both? This is literally what we were just doing. So I can show you guys some properties that we're targeting. I actually just had an agent call me back. Maybe I can give her a call. So, but right here I have 7 properties in Dallas, Texas. These are low equity, expired or failed listings. So let me go back to Austin. I got a missed call. I think. Austin, Texas. Okay. Yeah, and then before we get started too, make sure you guys all copy that link Angie just posted in chat and go register for the new Elephant Challenge. We're switching over to a different platform than Zoom. It's called Manifestu, which is what Pace runs his sub-2 community through. So make sure you guys all go register through that right now. So the Elephant Challenge info.info. Let's see. I think I need to do it as well. Okay, so yeah, make sure you guys all come in here, just type in your name, email, and then submit. Okay, already. Okay, I'm registered. So Once you guys get here, you can jump on a team, formerly known as the accountability groups. If you're not, let's see what this looks like real quick. Okay, already did this, I thought. Okay, maybe you got to do it again. So let me go back. And so Dylan. Okay, so make sure you guys all go register through it's the platform is called Circle. So you guys can make your bios. I'm just gonna skip this for now.
And Dylan, Larry Parsons has a couple leads that he wants us to call on. Larry, you want to unmute?
Angie.
Hi. So for some reason, I don't know where I put those addresses. Did you email them to me? I can't remember the Hawaii ones.
Can't get my room, man.
Oh.
Yeah, let me
Okay.
get them for you. Oops. So it was, well, the one agent, remember. Hold on.
I want Dylan to try to call her and see if maybe he can smooth her over.
Okay, home, save home. That was the 55 South Kukui. You want me to send it to you?
What's
Yeah, I
that?
got it. It's 55 South KUKUI.
Apartment D1102.
D1102.
Is this in Honolulu?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, and what was the number?
1102.
Nothing yet, Brandon? Okay, I'll keep on calling her. Thanks, Brandon. I'm having trouble getting into my room. So somebody's helping me out pay papers tonight because they doubled the charge.
Oh,
And then I got upstairs and my room key didn't work because it's not paid for yet. So I'm going back upstairs.
okay.
1102. There's okay, and this is an apartment.
Condo, yep.
Condo. And what are we? They owe $725.
And they have a list of 689 or yeah, 698. So they're
Yeah, they're gonna come out of pocket like $65,000 to sell it.
Okay.
And the agent is a red agent. Super red, like flaming fire red.
What does that mean? Like they're mean?
She's a bitch.
Gotcha. Okay. So am I calling as your partner or just someone that is?
No, don't even tell her about me because she like totally. I told her I was gonna call her broker on her. So yeah, don't tell her you know me.
Do you know what the exit strategy would be on this? Like, could it cash flow as a rental?
Possibly.
Second floor.
I'm gonna give her a call. Larry, if you could mute your.
Aloha, and thank
Yep.
you, Thinker Realty. We are currently unable to answer the phone right now. However, if you would like to leave a message.
Try again.
Aloha, and thank you for calling Coldwell Banker Realty. We are currently unable to answer the phone.
It went
Hold
straight.
on, I think that's the office number. Let me get you her number. Give me 1 second.
We can even try the seller too, Dylan. I have the seller's number. Because I think the agent won't submit his offer. She was telling him she wouldn't submit it. Which she has to if we wrote one.
Is that the same number? Okay, this is a different number. This might be Lisa.
That's hers.
Yeah, her number is 808 230 4533.
Okay, we got it, Larry. I'm calling her right now.
Okay.
Oh yeah. That's right. It's 6 in the morning in Hawaii. So maybe we give them a couple of
Yeah, I
hours.
might want to wait a little while on that one.
That's true. I didn't even think of that.
Sure, okay, so I got some
Well-
leads. I got ready to call. Just got a missed call. So this list, the list that I'm calling is low equity, and I'll show you guys the filter. So I'm just looking for single family, 3-bath, failed listings, under 550,000. But the most important thing is that their loan to value is 80% or more, meaning their mortgage is 80% of whatever their sales price is, meaning they have low equity, and they owe $500,000 or less, and they have a 5% interest rate or less. So I just had an agent call me back. Let me see. It was for celery. Five, 1, 2, 2, 7, 0. Two, 7, 0. Now someone's calling me from Boise, Idaho. Well, I can't find that number. Maybe it's in Dallas. Can't find the person who called me back. So we're gonna call Coral Cove. Got a pool. They were listed at 550. They owe 493, and they have a 3.92 rate. 4-bed, 2-bath. Abby with Coldwell Banker. If you guys are ever looking on Zillow as well too, like let's say for example, this didn't have the agent's phone number. It just said Lisa Harding, Coldwell Banker Realty. What you guys can do is just go and Google their name and their brokerage. And usually their phone number might populate on this right side here. If it doesn't, you can click on, let's just check like realtor.com. Probably has 502 724 502 724 4522. Yeah, that's one way to piss her off, huh?
Call has been forwarded to an automatic.
Okay, no answer there. Let's try this. Let's try Birmingham, Alabama. Shout out to Champaign. Okay, so not that many, but let's see if we can't find a good one here. So Leech Court, they are listed at, ooh, they have a little bit more equity than you'd like. Let's see a different one. MLS 395, they owe 297. There's only 4, so we might just have to pick one. MLS 180, they owe 274. Not sure how that happened. Huh, that one's weird. Let's see this last one. Okay, they were listed at 245, they owe 202, and they have a 3% rate. So let's try to give this agent a call. This was a failed listing back in July of 2022. So let's give Gene Thrasher a call at 205-661-0662.
Thank you for calling Keller Williams Trust Bill. We are open Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can find us right here in the heart of downtown Trustville at 219 Main Street. To speak with one of our office administrators to help direct your call.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is just come in here and Google her name. Keller Williams Realty. Let's see, Gene Thrasher. She looks friendly. Okay. 205-223-5570. Come on, Gene.
Hello?
Yeah, hi, is this Gene?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, my name is Dylan. I am just giving you a call about your listing or a listing on Winchester Hills Way. Just curious, I guess, what the status of that is. Is that still available?
Winchester.
Yeah, 4516. It looks like it was listed back in July last year.
Oh, last year.
Yeah. I'm just looking at some expired listings. I'm a real estate investor. And I'm just looking at this home. I'm just curious if you know the status of it.
I'm so sorry. They still live there. They decided not to move.
They decided not to move. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no worries. I understand. Thank you, Gene.
You're welcome.
Okay, so that might be one where we could call them directly. But for the sake of this, I think it's just easier for us to just keep on. So I think Jefferson County, right, is one of the bigger counties in Birmingham.
Do you ever ask the agents if they might have something similar in the area versus just like focusing on that one property?
Absolutely. That's a great question. Is it Cody?
Yeah.
Yeah. Great question, man. Usually always, it depends on the type of agent. So, being in sales, you usually have one of two different type of people in any type of field. You're gonna have a customer that is very open and willing to talk and nice, right? And those are the types of agents where it's like, hey, I'd love to build a relationship with a great agent like you. Here's what we're looking for. Is there anything that you have or someone in your office has that might fit that bill? Versus someone that's more analytical and quick to the punch. So Jean kind of gave me that vibe. I mean, she didn't really know what was going on. She said, nope, they want to sell. And then she just kind of hung up on me. Right. So that type of agent, I would, if she would be more open to talking to me, like if she asked, okay, well, who are you? Like, what are you looking for? How can I help you? Right. But she wasn't that type of agent. But for the most part, one line I always say is if this property is a good fit for me or not, I love to connect with local real estate agents and see if there's any way I can help your business and vice versa. We're actively buying homes in the Birmingham market. We're looking to pick up a good 3 properties a month. Is there any pocket listings you may have that we can take a look at? Something like that. Okay, so we got 12 now here in Jefferson County. So let's take a look at this one. Lake Cyrus Drive. These guys were looking at, and then too, I forgot. So Robin asked if we can show the filters again. Yeah, let me show the filters again too. So you guys can screenshot this if you'd like. Here's what I filter for. So I'm looking for residential properties, single family, all the way up to even 5+ units, 3-bedroom, 2-bath minimum. I want, and then I'm looking for failed MLS properties that used to be listed for sale, right? So not for rent, but for sale, and they failed. And then my MLS listing date, if you guys are using PropStream or Batch, it's going to show you every failed listing in that, within like 10 years. So I'm looking for September of 2021 or later. Because I don't want failed listings from back in 2018, right? Because there's a lot of variables. MLS amounts. Ideally, I'm looking for homes under 550,000. I don't want anything more than that because the numbers don't tend to make sense. At a higher price, I'm looking for the owner type can be individual, corporate, mixed, trust, doesn't matter. This is the most important one, loan to value, 80% or more. These make great subject to deals. Number of open mortgages. I just want one. I don't want them to have multiple, like down payment assistant mortgages or, a HELOC or anything like that. I just want them to have one mortgage. Now the remaining balance on the loan, I want it to be 500,000 or less. Again, that's just where the numbers tend to make sense. Loan type, I only want conventional FHA or VA loans. I don't want HELOCs. I don't want reverse mortgages. And then interest rates, I want 5% or less, ideally, probably lower, right? So that's the filter that we're calling. So let's take a look. They owe 309. They were listed for 375. So that's perfect. Low equity. Let's give Jerry Sager a call. 205-441-1112.
Hello, this is Jerry Sager with the Red Hawk Realty Group.
I'm going to try to double tap Jerry. This home looks very familiar. Okay, you get an answer. Ideally, what I'm trying to do is just get one that's open to me sending an offer, and then I'm going to show you guys the underwriting. So here's another good one. They were listed at 169 and they owe 127. Not a lot of equity, but a decent amount for this price point. So let's give this agent a call, Robert, 205-718-5021. He answered and then just hung up on me. I'm going to try again. Okay, I guess these agents in Birmingham or Alabama don't want to answer. Let's try Winchester Hills Way. or I think we just called on this one, didn't we? Gene, yep, we called Gene. Okay, let's try Ridgeline. So they owe 239 and they were listed at 295. Joanna. 205 837 4814.
Your call has been forwarded
Yep.
to an automatic voice message system.
Man, we're striking out. It's okay. We'll push through adversity. So these guys were listed at 180. Okay, we looked at this one. This one doesn't make sense because they owe way more than what they were listed for. Let's look at Woodford. They owe 238 and they were listed at 275. So let's call this one Shauna. 205 239 9905. Yeah, hi, Shauna.
Hey.
Yeah, my name is Dylan. Sorry to bother you. I'm actually looking at a listing. It looks like maybe you used to have on, it's 4766 Woodford Circle in Bessemer.
Yes.
Yeah, just curious what the status of that is. Is that still available, or are those guys still looking to sell?
She withdrew it from the market, and right now she's not trying to sell it.
Gotcha. She's not actively looking. What if I sent an offer? Do you think she might be willing to look at it? Could you show it to her if I sent it to you?
Yeah, I'll present it to her.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'd love to submit an offer. Do you know why she withdrew it? Did she just decide not to sell? She wants to stay there?
Yeah, it was just a personal reason. I think she got ill for a minute, and then she ran into I think it was a plumbing issue at the house. So just a lot of stuff just started just snowballing. So she decided just to take it off the market for a while.
Gotcha. Okay. But it sounds like maybe she'd still consider selling it if she got the right offer.
Maybe. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, let me see if I have a good email for you. Is it skillings@realtysouth.com?
That's correct.
Okay. Well, yeah, let me send an offer over your way and see if it could be a good fit for her.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Shauna. Take care. Okay. So, that's kind of the idea. So, Robin asks, why not go to the seller now? And that's a good question, Robin, especially, right? Like, we're calling expired listings. It might be a good idea to call the seller directly and just cut the agent out. From my experience calling this list, the ideal scenario, what we're looking for is kind of like this, right? Like, for whatever reason, this seller had health problems, there was a plumbing issue, right? So it just wasn't good timing, but it sounds like she's going to relist, right? The agent didn't divulge a lot of information, but you could go either way. I think and that's why I ask if I give the agent an offer, is it something you can show to her? And she said yes, right? So it's just a lot easier to get a hold of agents for the most part, right? They'll actually tend to answer random phone calls. And her agent is someone that she trusts, right? Someone that she knows. So if I can put an offer in front of the agent, and then she can have a conversation with the seller, someone that she trusts, right? She might be open to it versus just some random person calling her. But you could go either way, right? It's definitely feasible where we could just call the seller directly. But also just for the sake of time, right? It's just easier for me to just scroll through these, find that agent's phone number and give her a call. So now I'm going to show you guys how we write our offers, and I'm going to try to go slowly. Feel free to unmute, ask questions in the chat, raise your hand if you guys have any questions. So the first thing I always do, again, like, we're looking at low equity because these make great subject to deals, whether we keep them as rentals, wholesale them, wrap them. So what I do first is send what's called a seller net sheet. So this is just to show the seller, right? She was listed at 275 900. Okay, so I'm gonna show her a side-by-side comparison. If you sold your property at 275,900, like how much would you actually walk away with versus if you sold to our company, right? So she again listed at 275,900 and she owes 238,000 approximately. So 238,000. Now this seller net sheet too, and I'll show you guys real quick. If you want access to this seller net sheet, we have it for free. You guys can come grab it and download it in our Herd of Profits Facebook group. So I'll grab the link and post that in the chat for you guys. Make sure you guys all join this Facebook group. This is just our private Facebook group with Angie, Dom, me, and Joey. It's our team, so it's free to join, and we have some good resources for you guys. So if you come over,
Rachel,
what's that, Ange?
I said in Rachel.
And Rachel is also a part of our group too. But yeah, so we have some good resources for you guys. So right here is the seller net sheet, so you guys can download that, and then I'll also show you guys the letter of intent that we use to send these offers. They're not full contracts; they're just LOIs, letters of intent. It's basically a mock off. So yeah, Cody, make sure you click that link and request to join. We also have like foreclosure process, an underwriting spreadsheet, our buy box. So if you guys are looking, we're buyers. So if you guys are looking for deals, you need a buyer. Here's our buy box. Here's an estimating repair cost PDF. That's really good. So sound warbly. Okay, so the seller net sheet, let me go back to this. Okay, so again, if they sold at 275,900, right? And I have mine formulated to where it will do this math automatically for me. But basically, right, so if they sell at 275, right, the seller is expected to pay not only the listing commission, but also the buying side commission for both of these agents. Most common, and again, that's why I put in parentheses that this is just an estimation, because I don't know exactly what they've agreed to, but most of the time it's going to be 6%. So right off the bat, they're losing 16,500 to the agents. They're going to pay approximately 0.55% in title costs. So that's $1,500. Closing costs is going to be around 1%. So that's why this number 2,759 is exactly 1% of this 2,75900. Now subtract inspections. So this number means, right, whenever it's a buyer's market that we're in. So this home was built in 2013. So even though it's a new home, right, that agent told us there's plumbing issues, right? So if a buyer comes in, they're going to ask for what is called a concession. And that basically means I want a discount, right? So that could be anywhere from 2 to 4%. So 275,900, we'll just multiply it by 2. So that number is 55,800. Okay, and then yeah, feel free to ask questions. I have the chat open. Is that standard number for title costs? And I would say yes, Sessing. It could be different in every state, every county, but yeah, it's typically going to be around 0.55%. So that math, if you look down at my formula, is actually the selling price multiplied by 0.0055. Okay. So right now you guys can see, okay, so even though it might show that they have, a good $40,000 of equity, they're going to pay 16 to the agents, and then another $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 in closing costs, right? So their net sale is actually $249. They're going to walk away with $11,000 if they're lucky, right? That's even if they could get this asking price in the first place, who knows? So now I'm going to show what it looks like to get an offer from our company. And what we do is we always try to beat how much they're going to walk away with. So if she's going to walk away with $11,500, I might offer $5,000, $10,000 more. because this is off market, right? I'm just gonna start low. So I'm gonna say, let's offer 16,650. And I just like to throw random numbers instead of, you know, a smooth 16,000. I think 16,650 seems like there was more math involved, right? It's more of a calculated number. That's why grocery stores prices aren't flat. It's because it's a psychological thing that it makes it look cheaper, right? So or at least there's some type of math involved in there. So if we're going to offer 16,650, again, I'm going to plug in their mortgage, right? So it's 238,000. So their net sale by selling to us is 16,650 plus 238. So their net sale is 254, right? Versus down here it's 249. So now this may get confusing, right? So our selling price, the price we're offering, you can see is around $20,000 less. But because the net sale is higher, they're going to be walking away with more money. Okay. So now realtor commissions, we offer 2% and we're going to pay that. That's where we start. We might offer 3%, but just for a negotiating purpose, we're going to start at 2%. And then if the agent absolutely demands that we pay them 3%, we'll see if it still makes sense. Title costs, I just copy these down here. So 1517 is the same down here. And then same thing with closing costs is the same down here. Now subtract inspection, our number is always going to be 0. If you sell your house to our company, we will not beat you up on inspection. We will not ask for a discount. So cash to seller at closing. Now, here's where I'm not positive. So you start with the net equity for our offer and then it works out. Yeah, so I always start with this box, the listing your property on market today as is, right? So start with this one, plug in the number they're asking, right? Guess that they're going to pay 6% in commissions. And then you can see, okay, they're going to walk away with 11,500 and then now come up to our box and just basically beat whatever they're going to walk away with. So again, they're walking.
Dylan, what I mean is when you're wanting to make your offer that which will beat, so you know that's the 5,000-ish figure, the first figure that you deposit into our box on the top is what we want to provide them, and the math works backwards that, or did you fill in those numbers? I didn't pay attention. Yeah,
so I have not filled in this number yet. This is the last number that I fill in, and I'll show you the reason why. So now for example, if you guys want to wholesale a deal like this, you need to keep your entry cost low, right? Because we're going to pay 5,000 to the agent. And let's say we also want to make a $10,000, $15,000 wholesale fee, right? So for a buyer, they're going to want, it's pretty common, they want their entry fees below 10%. Some might go up to 11, 12, 15%, but ideally the lower your entry is, right, the more you can ask for an assignment fee or a wholesale fee, okay? And it's it has to do, it's determined by a percentage of your selling price, okay? So and this is the most complicated part of this, okay? So we're gonna offer 254. I already know that. Now, if I'm going to offer them, you know, a 7% down payment or a 3% down payment, what helps me determine that is how good of a deal it is, right? So if it's a brand new home with a 2-point-something interest rate, I might offer a higher down payment because it's going to be easier for me to sell that or market it to a buyer. Am I still robotish? Do I sound good? Good? Okay. So now this home was built in 2013. It looks like a really nice home, right? Kitchen might be a little outdated. These pictures are horrible. You know, it's not granite countertops, but who knows if granite's probably not standard in this part of Alabama. You know, bathrooms look decent, hardwood floors, right? It looks like a pretty good looking home. and they have a decent interest rate, so a 3.14 interest rate. So back to my seller net sheet. So my down payments, I always keep them in a range of 3.5% to 6.5%. That's my down payment offer to the seller. Now, what makes me offer a 3.5% down payment is, let's say the home was built before the 70s and they have like a 4.5% or a 5.5% interest rate. I'm gonna keep my entry very low. But for these guys, they have a 3 point something interest rate and the home is fairly new, right? So I'm gonna take 254,650. Okay, everybody can see that. And for me, this is pretty middle of the road, right? It's, if it was a brand new home, I might offer all the way up to 6.5%, but I think I'm gonna offer 5.5%, so 0.055. So I'm gonna offer 14,005 as a down payment. Okay, so and again, this is where it gets complicated. So 14,005 is my down payment, but still I want to make sure they're getting 16,000. Right. So what I would do is just find the difference and add that as a seller carryback. So where they don't walk away with that, but I'm going to pay them monthly. Okay. So 16,650 minus 14,005. So we can offer $2,645 in a seller carryback. Does everybody follow that? Any questions about how I got there? I'm sure someone has something.
Can you repeat that one more time? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, and let me try to maybe explain it better too. So how I got this number, again, the 16,000 is right. I'm just trying to beat their net equity down here. So that's why I offered basically $5,000 more to make my offer look more attractive. But I don't know if it makes sense for me to offer all of that as just the down payment, right? Because like, let's say for example, right, they have more equity, right? Let's say their loan was 200,000 and they're going to walk away with 50,000. Okay. I still want to beat that. So let's say 60,000. We're just going to do this as an example, right? So for me to beat this $50,000 that they're walking away with, I'm going to offer 60,000. 100%, it does not make sense. It's not a good investment for me to put $60,000 down on a $260,000 home, right? Like your money is better spread out over 2 or 3 properties at that point. So instead of me offering 60,000 as a down payment, again, I'm going to try to stick to under 10% for my total entry cost. Okay. So I'm already paying the agent 5,000, right? So again, like 10% of 260, right, is 26,000. So I need to keep my offer below 26,000, my cost to get into the deal. Ideally, probably below, let's say 16,000. So I can add a $10,000 wholesale fee. And now when I sell it to a buyer, their total entry into the deal after they pay my commission, the agent's commission, and the down payment to the seller is 26,000, and they're all in at 10%. Okay. So again, that's just an example of like why I'm not offering them all of that as a down payment. So realistically, they owe 238. Does that make sense, Champagne? I'm not done yet, but does that make sense why like you wouldn't offer them 60,000 as a down payment?
Yeah, I got that part.
Okay. So right now I know I want to offer 16,650. Okay. So what helps me determine how big of a down payment I'm giving is 2 things: their interest rate and the condition / age of the home. There's mud. Okay. I don't know if that's good or bad, Robin. And we can rewatch this. This Zoom will be recorded on Angie's YouTube, and I'll show you guys how to get there so you can watch this back, slow it down, rewind. So they're walking away. So our offer is 254. Okay. So now think about it. If I'm going to wholesale this to an investor, right? They're not going to want to pay over 10%. So that means I have to keep the entry below or around $26,000. Okay. So I need my offer to the seller to be anywhere from 3.5% of the selling price up to 6.5. Okay. So that's my range, 3.5 to 6.5. And again, what helps me determine where it's at in that range is interest rate and condition of the home. If it's a brand new home, 2.5 interest rate, I'll offer them 6.5% as a down payment. If it's an old home and they have a high interest rate, I'm going to offer 3.5%. This one kind of being middle of the road, right? They have a let's see what it exactly is. 3.14. So a great interest rate. Not a brand new home though. A 10-year-old home is definitely going to have some things wrong with it. So that's why I said I'm going to offer, 5 to 5.5% as my down payment. And that number, so 254, 650 times 0.055. So that's 5.5%. That's the math. So 5, and that number is $14,005. Okay. Now I still need to get, share in the chat. For this, similar for cash deal, what would you present instead? Cash is going to be different. Cash, we need, I can show you guys the math for a cash offer too, because I'm going to write an LOI for this and I'll present a cash offer as well. Okay, so, right, I figured out my down payment needs to be $14,005. I still want to make sure I'm beating that other offer by $5,000. So I'm going to offer an additional $2,600 in a seller carryback. That's just a little cherry on top for them. It's obviously not exciting. They're walking away with more money anyways, right? They're getting 14,000 as to where they would have only gotten 11. So this 2645 as a seller carryback is just a little cherry on top. So I'm going to leave.
I'm sorry, this may sound so ignorant. What's a seller carryback?
Seller finance. is what it's-
Okay, okay.
So it's their money, but they're not going to get it at the closing table. I'm going to pay them monthly until I pay that 2645 off. So that's seller carryback means seller financing.
So it's a hybrid. This would be a hybrid deal.
Exactly, Champagne. This is a
Okay.
hybrid. Yep.
Getting
So-
it. I'm getting it. Okay.
Yeah. Just a side note too, because this is so close, like, it's such a small amount in seller carryback. I typically don't offer a seller carryback unless it's around $5,000 or more. So there's two things I could do. I could just erase the seller carryback, right? Because again, they're already making more money with my offer. So that they may not need the cherry on top of the seller carryback. Or I could just, we're pretty close. So I could just increase my total down payment to $16,650.
That's more appealing in a situation where the dollar amount would be more substantial. Then it might mean something to them.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And to like $2,600, like what am I gonna pay them? $10 a month for 26 months or however much, right? Like it's not gonna be very exciting. If it's 5,000, I might be able to pay them $100 over however many months. So I think because I'm so close and I'm still beating their offer, I'm just going to offer $14,005. Again, they're still walking away with more. I'm also paying their agent's commission. They don't have to pay it. So, okay, so here is my seller net sheet. Okay, so I'm going to go to File, Export, PDF. Seller net sheet 4, what's the name? Woodford Circle. Okay, export that. Okay, and then what? A great website for all of you guys. I would encourage, if you guys don't have a DocHub account, go get one. They're free. You can edit up to 5 PDFs a day for free. This is an amazing website. It might prompt you to enter a credit card in, but that's for the pro version. You guys don't need the pro version. just make sure you get the free version. You can edit up to, you can send 5 letters of intent a day. And then where you get these letters of intent, again, is our Facebook group. So come in here, download the hybrid LOI, the subject to only LOI, and the seller finance LOI. So there's 3 that you need. So this one, it was a hybrid, but because it's such a small amount, I just erased it. So I'm just going to do a subject to only. Okay. So it looks like this: letter of intent to purchase. It just spells out the terms briefly, offers some information about, what happens, and then explains like this letter of intent does not, it's non-binding, right? Like it's not an actual contract, it's a mock offer. Jasmine asks, is this spreadsheet in the elephant site? I was driving when you said where it is. Yeah, Jasmine. So just to let you know, I'll post this in the chat. Do this safely while you're driving, Jasmine, but click on this link I just posted in the chat. If it copies. Yes, and this will be recorded. So you guys can come back and watch this. So join our Facebook group, come over to the files, and that's where the seller net sheet is. You can download it. Okay, so back to the letter of intent, right? So if you guys have an LLC, I'd recommend you get one, but if you don't, you can just spell out your name. But ours is Legacy Property Solutions, LLC. Intends to purchase 4766 Woodford Circle. From the owner is Jolanda Rhodes. If you guys don't have the owner's name, it's no big deal. If you have Privy, it will show it to you. So Privy, PropStream are good programs to have. They do cost money. Unfortunately, Zillow won't show you the names. You might be able to find them somehow by searching through the county. Okay, so once I've filled in this, now it's super easy for me. I'm just gonna cut and paste from my seller net sheet. So again, I'm offering them 252, 5. Wrong thing.
Which will make them cringe at first, but then they realize at the bottom they get more money.
Exactly. So 252,005. And that's why we include the seller. And I'm going to send the seller net sheet. So it's clear to them that they're making more money, right? So, so my down payment again was $14,005. Subject to their existing bank, North Point Bank, in the amount of
When we read through that document that we filled out, the offer sheet, it makes it look like the down payment is actually in their pocket, but is that the way it really works when doesn't the down payment go toward the mortgage?
Right. So no, the down payment, right? So basically, like, this is how this offer works is I'm offering $14,005 more than what they owe. So
Okay.
the purchase price is $252, but my $14,000 basically is going towards paying down the principal, so 252 minus 1405 gets me to 238.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're recorded on the YouTube channel too, so I'll show you guys how to get to these. Anthony asked a great question. This is a great question. At this point, why haven't we considered the ARV when making an offer? That's a tremendous question, whether you realize it or not. So, right, like why are we not concerned with the after repair value of the home? And there's multiple reasons. The main one being that this is going to be a buy and hold. So I'm not too concerned with how much it's actually worth, because equity comes and equity goes, but the cash always flows, is what Pace says, right? So I would pay $1 million for this property if I can still get into it for $14,000, and I'm going to make $500 a month, right? Like, it doesn't necessarily, it's not the most important thing. Obviously, you don't want to way overpay for a property. So it is important to still check the ARV, but I'm not too concerned with it until they're ready to accept my offer. Then at that point, I'm going to do a little bit more in-depth underwriting, figure out what the rents are, figure out what the rental comps are, all that good stuff. Same thing. So like rental comps. So, right. And this is going to get more higher level. But I know for a fact that because they have a low interest rate, I have a guaranteed exit strategy. Whether this cash flows as a rental or not, I can do what's called a wrap on this property. Basically meaning I can turn around and sell this property on seller finance and increase the interest rate to 5-6% and cash flow that way. I know for a fact I can do that. Again, that's where your ARV is more important, right? But it's not the most important. Rent is not the most important because I know I have one exit strategy that is almost always guaranteed to work. Not 100%, but 90% of the time I can wrap this property. And we've gone over wraps too. You guys can research what is a wrap. So I kind of got lost. I guess I'll just continue. So, okay. So back to the letter of intent. Again, my purchase price is $14,005 above the mortgage. That's my offer. And then it spells out if the buyer, us, if we default on the loan for more than 30 days, the deed transfers back to the seller to prevent foreclosure. We use a servicing company to make sure the payments are made. In the event of default, we forfeit the down payment, any monthly payments, and any repairs or improvements we've made. Yeah. Make sure you guys, if you guys have never heard of wraps or don't understand them, I would highly encourage you to watch them because they're insane. Once you understand it, it's like, why isn't everybody doing this? And then it also says buyer to pay closing costs and agent commissions up to 2%. And then sometimes I like to put this offer is good for 48 hours just to create some urgency for the agent to present it to her client. Now cash, right? For this to make sense for a cash deal, for me to still wholesale it, I'm going to need to get it at a discount. So again, they're listed at 275, right? Let's just assume like you can check comps, right? Let's assume it's worth 250,000. I'm basically just going to offer 70% of that. So 175, right? Obviously doesn't even work. They owe way more than 175. Okay. So that would be my cash offer. But they legitimately can't take that. So I'm just going to erase the cash. Now, if this was a seller finance, they have all the equity, I might make a cash offer. Okay. So I'm going to copy the name again, come down here, fill out the seller, and then fill out our entity again, Legacy Property Solutions, LLC. And I like to put my name, Dylan Eggers, is a member of this entity. Okay, and then I'm going to change the name of this to LOI for Woodford Circle. Boom, download that. Download. So with more equity, you can do cash with low equity. 100% assessing, yeah. You hit the nail on the head, yeah. Because yeah, like it's actually possible for them to take a low cash offer versus this one. It's really not possible. They'd have to get approval from the bank to do a short sale, which they're probably not at that point yet. Okay, and then so now I'm going to send this offer out. Got one that we sent out recently right here. So shoot, did I write down her name? Yep, she said this is it. So skillings@realtysouth.com. So I'm going to send that to her. And then I'm just going to blind copy my team. So that way they have this for their records. Okay. Subject is LOI for Woodford circle. And this is the verbiage I like to use. So I'm going to say, hey, Shauna. Right, two ends. Yep, two ends. Shauna, you had spoken with, let's say, we had spoke about, and two, it probably would have been good for me on the phone call to like mention that I'm going to send a subject to offer. I should have done that. I just didn't for whatever reason, but I should have mentioned like the type of offer because she's probably expecting a cash offer, right? So we had spoke about submitting an offer for this listing you recently had. Please, we'd spoken. Please see attached for the letter of intent, a seller net sheet, a credibility letter with references from past sellers, title companies, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure you will have some more questions. Please don't hesitate to reach out for more info. Oh, and then also some frequently asked questions about subject to. So I'm probably going to have to give her a call back and explain what this offer is because she is likely not going to understand it. So I have my seller net sheet and my letter of intent. I'm going to send those. And then I also have a subject to frequently asked questions I'm going to send her. And then for us, we have a credibility letter that just helps us, right? Like show who we are. It shows previous deals we've done, all that good stuff too. And then I also put in my lender's information. So Joseph Gonzalez, he's out of Colorado. Just to add, some more information for them so they understand how subject to affects their future buying power, they can give Joseph a call if they have any questions. So yeah, that looks good. I'm going to send that off. So let me stop share there. Okay, any questions? I know we went over that a lot. Let me show you guys where you can watch the recording of this Zoom. So if you do have questions, you can go back and watch it. YouTube. Go to.
Hey, Dylan, I got a question. This is Anthony.
Yeah.
You mentioned you put your lender on that email as well to the seller or to the buyer seller's agent. Was that just for them to be able to question, to I guess get more answers to questions for subject to, so that they feel more comfortable?
Yes. Yep. Exactly. So, right, because there comes a question of, okay, well, if I leave this debt in my name, how can I go buy a new house, right? So that me providing my lender gives them a resource to ask that question, basically.
Okay.
I can explain it how it works, but sometimes it may not be actually possible for them to sell their home subject to and buy a new one. For most of the time, it is possible, but my lender is going to actually give them a solid answer, yes or no, this will work for you. So yeah, good question.
Thanks.
Okay, and then I posted, if you guys check out the chat, I posted the link to Angie's YouTube. That's where this Zoom will be, and there's quite a few of our past recorded Zooms where we've done more underwriting on like fix and flip deals, cash deals. We've called sellers live, agents live, so make sure you guys check out Angie's YouTube, go subscribe. So yeah, I guess I'll leave it there. Any more questions before we call it? Everybody understood how we got our numbers and filled out that LOI? Okay, good.
And then did everybody get the link to sign up for the new Elpin Challenge?
Yeah, you want to repost that again?
Yeah.
Do we know what date it is?
The 26th, 27th, and 28th April. This week. I mean, next week.
Next week, okay. Okay, so we're throwing a lot of stuff at you guys too. Rachel just posted our deal form link. So if you guys have a possible lead and you need help on it, the link to submit your lead is at the top of that. We also have a pre-foreclosure lead form as number 2. Links to our Friday and Tuesday Zooms. And then Angie just posted the link to sign up for the new Elephant Challenge. So make sure you guys all go sign up for the new Elephant Challenge so you guys get invited to that. And then we also have a real estate investing meetup, a sub-2 meetup. You don't have to be a sub-2 student to join this Saturday in Colorado Springs. So that's the link to that as well. So okay, so I think I will leave it there. We will see you guys on Tuesday. We have a more of a general Q&A. So bring your questions, bring any leads you guys have. We'll see you there. In the meantime, make sure you join our Facebook group, sign up for the Elephant Challenge, subscribe to Angie. And if you guys have any questions in the meantime, you can hit up Rachel. Rachel, do you want to post your phone number?
Yeah, I can do that. I'm
So-
surprised it's not on my number, like on my name. Thanks for catching that.
So if you guys need to get a hold of our team, reach out to Rachel and she'll point you in the right direction, whether it's me, Angie, Joey, or Dominic. So yeah, thank you guys for showing up. It was good to see you guys. We'll again see you next Tuesday and see you on the Elephant Challenge next week. Have a good weekend. Go out there and crush it. Peace. See you guys.
TGIF, CL.
Bye, guys.